All right, well, fair warning, this video is probably going to be bouncing all over the place because I'm driving right now, Jake's behind the camera, but we're both hunting tonight. We're both going to self-film. And the reason behind that is Dad and I spotted a really good buck on this piece that we're going to the other night. I think it was Sunday night, and it's Tuesday evening now. Jake and I both finagled our way off of work, and we're heading to the stand. So we got a cold front that rolled in. It's 4 o'clock right now. Jake's gonna hang a set, or hang a stand, kind of where we saw this buck pop out, and I'm gonna hunt the same spot Dad and I did just in case he or a different buck pops out down there. There's standing beans on both sides, and there's some strips of alfalfa that he was feeding in as well. So I feel good about it. I think as long as we can get in clean, we should have a good hunt and at least lay eyes on him again. So we'll see what happens though. We got about a 25-minute drive, and then we're gonna get all of our gear on our backs, head in, get that stand up, and start hunting. Mobile setup for this year. So it's a stand and 4 sticks, and I've got a 2-step aider on it, a lifeline all attached. I can use this as a load hauler if I want to, and I'm going to try and strap that backpack to this too to make my life a little bit easier. Our goal is to be set up and hunting by 5 or a little bit after. We got a 10 to 15 degree temperature drop from the last 2 days, and when Nick and Dad came and hunted this place on Sunday, the second day of the season, it was 80 degrees and they saw a giant buck. So I gotta believe that the same deer are probably gonna come back out and feed in that alfalfa / bean strip crop, and that the cool weather should have them out earlier. So our fingers are gonna stay crossed. Hopefully this stuff stays on my back and we can have a good hunt tonight.
settled in the tree. We're in 2 different locations, as we mentioned. We finally got him all set up. He's probably only 8 feet off the ground, tops. It's just, there was 3 trees to choose from, and he's in the money. I mean, he should be within bow range where those deer popped out the other night, but it just took a while. We both touched all kinds of poison ivy, so he's probably sweating his butt off because he did all the work. But I'm all set up now too. We got this big lunky tree arm and everything that took me forever to get set up, but we're ready to roll now. Conditions feel absolutely perfect. We got a great wind for this spot. My only concern is, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'll cut to a pan here. The beans are turning pretty hard, so I don't even know if they're going to feed on them, but this is where we watched some good deer over the summer, and like I said, there's a nice one that we saw the other night, so man, I hope he pops out for Jake. I'd be so stoked to take up that track job, but I'm going to shut up, sit down, relax, soak it in, and I'll let the night play out from there. These things right here are more than likely completely covered in poison ivy. So every time I've got an itch, I just cringe. I'm gonna have to take a shower. Finally all set up. Took me a long time to get around the poison ivy, which didn't work. To figure out how high I needed to be in this tree stand to try to get a shot. Easton has said it before, and we're starting to believe it, that either you have to forget something, or something has to go drastically wrong in order for you to have a good hunt. And I didn't forget anything, but there was a lot of stuff. This was a rodeo, and the bull got me. I didn't win the rodeo, so maybe that means it's good luck coming our way. We'll find out. I'm talking really quiet because it's super cold, or super still. But he's got it looks like a nice buck, and a couple does. They're starting to head downwind of him though, but it's a good sign, they're moving. It feels right. I think somebody, whether it's Jake or myself, I don't know. We have a lot of hunting. I think somebody's gonna get a big one tonight. About 6:30, and Jake said he had 2 shooters, one of which I'm pretty sure was the one we're after. They came feeding in behind him, which we did not expect, literally down a gravel road. He said the one tore up his scrape. The bad part is, he said they went in the woods behind him even further, so they're gonna get his wind, I would think. Dang. It's still early. He said they were at 80 yards.
It just got interesting there for a minute. I'm sitting in a little grove of trees that looks out over this bean field behind me. It's strip crop, alfalfa, clover, or some type of hay, and then beans. And that's where Nick and Dad saw all those deer. And wouldn't you know it, tonight, they came out 80 yards, directly downwind of me. They had no care in the world. I think my wind is swirling or something. And then they walked, fed down the path. That giant buck made a scrape and a rub right there on the edge of the path, and walked directly towards the field where we parked the truck. There's an hour left of daylight, but I don't know what they're gonna do. Hopefully if they see the truck and decide to turn around, I don't know. I mean, to these deer, it's probably just another piece of farm equipment. So, they might not even pay any attention. It's just how it goes sometimes. I just shot and missed the biggest buck of my life at 60. He was standing right there at 35 yards and got nervous. The tree arm creaked, and he whipped his head right over here. I don't think he saw me, but he didn't like what he heard. Didn't like the situation. That sucks. Man, there's plenty of light, too. I thought he was just gonna stay right there. It would have been perfect. As soon as he turned his head, he started dropping off the other way. And there's no way he was gonna come back down here. Sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes you're the windshield that smashes the bug. Tonight I was the bug. But there's still an hour left. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't know how well you can see me or hear me, but... man, this close. Jake had a series of unfortunate events unfold. It happens. That's bow hunting. But we're covered up tonight. There's still deer everywhere. I don't know how the heck we're gonna get out of here clean, but I was videoing that other buck, and then all of a sudden I saw him lift his head and take off. And then a real nice one ran into frame. That's the buck Jake missed. The buck that was with him that I was videoing actually just popped back out, so I don't think they're too spooked or anything. But, man, another fun night back here. I think if we keep playing our cards right, we'll get it done here.
That's just part of it. We need to grease that thing or something. So this is where I first see him, straight over here.
Oh, I thought you popped out back here.
No, straight over here. Watch him real close. Because I can't slow it down.
Alright, so if you made it through this video, you're probably wondering what in the heck happened. My last closing interview was talking about how Jake missed, and here we are. You may have caught it in the video. He didn't miss. A very weird situation, and the events that transpired after that shot are all kinds of bonkers. So Jake and I were obviously communicating via text, and I thought he had missed. He thought that he had missed. It turns out his arrow kind of deflected off of the deer, but enough to cut a pretty good hole in him, and we followed and found a decent amount of blood for a long ways. So we ended up pulling out. We were still finding blood, but because of property lines and some other things, we decided to just back out. We truly don't think this deer is fatally hit. We do think it's a flesh wound of some sorts, and we think the deer will be fine. But right now, as it stands, it's 2 in the morning, and we got to figure some stuff out in the morning. I got to try to get a hold of some landowners, and obviously I have work. Jake has work, so we want to pay our dues and make sure we are certain this deer isn't going to die. So I'm going to find a way to get down there and finish the job one way or the other. But we wanted to inform you guys because we didn't even have the cameras or anything out because we were going basically to retrieve his arrow expecting it to be a miss, and it just kind of got crazy from there. So we might catch some flack for taking a little bit further shot on a deer, but that, you know, hindsight's 20/20. That's a shot that we practice. That's a shot that we're comfortable in performing and executing. The opportunity was there. Obviously, the decisions made are right there in that moment, and you got to run with them. And that's, you know, that's the route Jake took, and I don't blame him. I would have done the exact same thing. So it's a shame, but if you bow hunt long enough, it happens to literally everybody. So thank you guys for watching. This might be the end of the video. It might not, but regardless, we appreciate the support, and good luck. Hopefully you guys are having some better luck than we are. Well, the last time you saw me, I was sitting in my truck, which was last night at about 2 in the morning. It's now about 11 o'clock. It took me a while to get permission to come back and continue looking for this deer. Our dad helped out a bunch, and we are able to go search for him now. So I'm glad we did the right thing moving forward. But yeah, I don't know. It's such a marginally hit deer. I've talked to a bunch of guys. I've talked to some guys that have dogs. They said they've seen situations where deer like this are dead, and they've seen some where they dry up and they can't find them. So we'll see what I get into here. This is the Venari Effect. This is what we talk about. These are the feelings and emotions that are deep inside of us, in our core, that aren't always good and we can't always explain. But if you're a hunter, you can relate and you know what they are. So I'm gonna ease up here. I'm almost to the spot we had last blood, and we'll go from there. There's some. There's a little bit. See, I mean, it's easy to follow, which makes me think there's enough. Makes me think there's enough blood, but it's just not anything outrageous. Well, that's pretty much the blood that we've been finding for the last couple 100 yards. Part of me thinks it's a flesh wound. Part of me thinks, I don't know how he bled for this long. So I don't know. I just got a call though from one of the neighbors we got permission to track him on in case he headed over there, and he's actually leaving work and gonna come help me out, so that'll be huge. So I'm gonna actually back out to the truck again, wait for him, and then we'll just pick it up kind of right here and go from there. Part of me thinks it's just gonna fizzle out here real soon, so I hate saying that, but it's part of it, and we'll just have to see what happens. But we'll go meet, his name's Nick, we'll go meet Nick back at the truck, and then we'll see you guys back here. Dude, I cannot believe that.
That's wild, right? As far as I know.
He's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking him.
That's wild. That's good stuff.
He's coming too. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. How do you FaceTime him? I'm tickled pink. When you gonna be here?
Why? Did you find him?
We found him, dude.
Where at?
Dude, you want me to go show you?
No.
Hey, you know this guy?
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. What are you up to?
Did you find it?
Yeah, we found it.
You want me to show you? Dude, he's a giant, man.
That's
We're gonna take a lunch break. Oh my god.
Dude, he's a giant. He's a giant, man. Get your butt down here. Well, I'm gonna try to make this short, but I just got a phone call from Nick. Last night was such a rodeo, and we didn't hardly even film anything in the woods while we were tracking this deer, but he's a giant, and he's definitely the biggest deer I've ever killed, and we tracked blood for 1,000 yards. A brisket hit deer tracked blood for 1,000 yards, and decided to back out at like midnight last night. And I've been tossing and turning in my head thinking, what could I have done different? And if the deer dies, how are we gonna find it? and Nick had half a day's vacation, decided he's gonna go and look for it. And sure enough, FaceTime phone call, they found the thing. I'm beside myself, I don't even know what to do. So I'm gonna run down there right now in my work clothes. I took a half day vacation for the rest of the day, and I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, basking in the glory of early season antlers. Oh, it's unbelievable. I gotta go. What?
Yeah, he started to go uphill, and I said, well, it'll help if it works him up and makes him pump more blood. I was like, but he's not hurting terrible. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, we'll see.
Huh.
So we kept
I can
walking.
assure you, he's right up there.
He's right up there.
I could not, I looked at Nick and I was like, is that what I think it is? Like, is that, am I?
Just gotta talk, and we looked up there and said that, and I looked up and you could just see this one pine sticking up, and I'm like, that's here. She's like, is it dead? I go, I think so.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get him propped up and everything. He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's okay. That'll work. You didn't see this guy at all when you hunted?
Me?
With
The night
that on
before?
Sunday?
No. Nope. Look at that split. You got that kicker on his right side.
Every time I watch back the video, I would find something new. I finally noticed that thing in it. I finally noticed this in the video.
My big thing, his mask carries all the way out.
Yeah.
Like his beams are long. He's just a good deer, man. Probably 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
See, he must have kind of rolled around a little bit. But
There's not a lot of blood on the ground though.
no, that's true. Hey, thanks for helping.
You betcha.
I
You betcha.
appreciate it.
Congrats.
We really appreciate it.
Yep. Congrats.
Now I gotta find the money to get him mounted.
If you can, I'll pay for it. You getting that sucker mounted.
I'm just kidding. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we're early enough for that.
I already filled that out.
How do you focus this boy? That'll work. Hey, he didn't go 20. No, he didn't. He only went 1,000.
He didn't go 20. He went 1,000. So this is exactly how you want a story like this to end. Roller coaster of emotions, highs and lows, and definitely unsure about that shot, but I don't think I'll ever switch broadheads again, and I could not be happier or feel more blessed to be surrounded by people that I love and by good folks that we just met, like a man named Nick who helped us find this deer. I owe a lot of it to the perseverance and persistence of my brother, who's also Nick. Just can't put words to how it feels to actually be able to take both of my hands and wrap it around the mass of these antlers. My biggest buck to date, the earliest buck I've ever killed in the season in Ohio, and definitely one I won't ever forget.
Thanks to my guide, Nick, for putting me in the right stand last night. Sorry. Thanks to my guide, Nick, for putting me in the right tree last night. I'm just messing. Go ahead.
You say deer?
Yeah.
Be soft, Callie.
Stop.